guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Ree's BMW in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have the largest BMW to date. This is a 2020 BMW X7 40i. But before we dive into this particular one, let's talk about what this vehicle represents, this SUV vehicle represents to this iconic German brand. This is their competitor to go up against the big boys. And when we say that, we're talking about Lincoln Navigator, we're talking about Cadillac Escalade, Audi Q7, lots of fierce competition. It's interesting because I feel like the smaller SUVs and the larger SUVs, the supersized ones like this X7, things are really heating up. And it's really great because at the end of the day, competition improves the breed. One thing is for certain, what you're gonna get, even with this being a 40i, not one of the more powerful ones, is you're still gonna get plenty of power, but you're also gonna get some great German styling and an interior that truly is second to none. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this 3-row SUV and see, really, is it the king? Is it the ultimate of all the 3-row luxury SUVs? Right off the bat, you look at it, you know it's a BMW. Great, unique styling. You can see how they've moved forward with their headlight design, full LED daytime running lamp, turn signals and headlights. I really love this projector beam style LED headlight that they have going on. They have still that iconic look of the halo headlight, even though it's not a full round halo, it still has that 21st century flair, but also pays that homage to the past. As we work our way down, you're gonna get LED fog lamps. I like this darked out chrome area. It may just look like simple gloss black, but it's got a little bit of a silver tinge to it. Massive side air curtains, also massive functional intakes. Nothing is just for looks on the front of this vehicle. Even the way I've always liked how BMW extends their front fascia to where there's no need to put a lip spoiler or anything tacked on. It's all one piece. Now, as we come across the center grille, that really has been the talking point on a lot of the new BMWs coming out of Germany, is the size of the grille. On this X7, it's not so bad because this is such a large vehicle, but if you look at their 7 Series, the new upcoming 4 Series, the grills are getting larger and larger. Still that same kidney shaped grille, which gives it that connection to the past. You have, of course, a forward-facing camera, and then the thing I always love about BMW hoods is the way they integrate very nicely into that center portion of the kidney-shaped grille. Vertical slots and then full open functionality on the bottom. Even the way, like I was saying, they extend that lower front fascia, gives it a great sporty but also SUV look. Now, when we get up onto the hood, simple body lines. You have 2 rises, kind of drift towards the windshield, and then I really love what's happening here. It's like a nice curve, curves back, and then everything flows towards the A-pillar. Massive BMW. You could wear this as a necklace. They should have a detachable option where you just wear it around your neck, let people know what you're rolling in. As we roll around the bend here, let's see what we're working with. What wheel and tire setup, since we're talking about rolling, you're gonna get the optional, these are M branded 22-inch wheels, 22 inches in diameter. I like the M logo there. You got those massive 6-piston calipers with the M logo, that bright blue color. And then you're gonna get rotors that are the size of Pizza Hut pizzas. If you ate a pizza last night, I promise you, you wish your pizza was the size of that rotor because it's massive, fully ventilated up front, 275 on the width, 40 series sidewall. And then behind all of this, you're gonna have, of course, that adaptive suspension. So you go into different modes. The dampers at all 4 corners are gonna stiffen or soften depending on what mode you go in. Even the way it sits, it's got a nice presence to it. And I'm glad that they kept everything color matched. No ABS flat black plastic or anything like that. Now, as we go into the fender, nice rolled line goes into the door, and then look at what they did with the side vent here. Really gives it that almost like hockey stick look to it. It is not functional, so I am gonna zonk the side vent on here, but I do like the body line, the way it flows from the vent down into the door panel. Color matched, of course, on the mirror caps. You're gonna have your gloss black roof rails. You could get the crossbars. Put a kayak on your X7. You're gonna be looking good going down to that favorite watering spot where you put your kayaks in the water. Gloss black trim around the side windows. Very nice, tasteful belt line. Even the way they brought that trim all the way towards the rear. It even goes into the rear quarter. Now, one reason why I want to focus on the rear end tire of the business here is that these rear tires are 315s. So you have a little bit of a steamroller action going on here to help you grip the road. Of course, you're going to have the ability to have that all-wheel drive. Love the trim, the way it goes into this rear corner window. And then as we wrap it out back, you have that xDrive badge. Whenever you see xDrive, that is the fancy terminology of BMW's all-wheel drive system. You have a nice low extending roof spoiler. It would have been nice, and I am going to zonk it, especially on a BMW, if they would have took the windshield wiper and integrated underneath the spoiler so that it would swing down. But very classy 40i badging. I like the black here. Full LED taillights, turn signals, the whole shabam out back. And then, of course, the X7 badging. And as we drop down, super clean. They brought more of that sort of like a gunmetal gray, dark gray, borderline gloss black trim, the simulated diffuser, and then those massive exhaust trim rings there. Now, there is functional exhaust behind both of these, but you can see just how wide, how open they are, and it's going to give us a nice sound out of the straight six. But since we're talking about the engine, let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what's powering this X7. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Of course, you're going to have hydraulic hood struts. Underneath the hood, first of all, look at the bracing that they put. 4 separate braces to really help stiffen up, make the front end a little bit more rigid. You're going to have a massive engine cover, but the good news is it's sexy. It's actually a sexy engine cover. The BMW badge, the simulated carbon fiber looks very tasteful. What are you looking at underneath that plastic cover? You're looking at a 3-liter inline-6 turbocharged engine, 335 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, getting power to the ground through that all-wheel drive system. 0 to 60, 5.4 seconds, quarter mile, 14.1. And remember, this is your entryway into the X7. If you want more horsepower, you could do it. This vehicle weighs around 5,329 pounds, can tow 7,500 pounds when properly equipped, and MPGs, 20 in the city, 25 on the highway. I don't know if you could notice, but you do have, like I said, you have that adaptive suspension when you go through the different modes. And really, like I said, I think BMW does a great job on their tasteful engine covers. But why don't we go ahead, looking at this is great, why don't we fire up this inline-6 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're in this supersized BMW. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been wanting one of these. I have a family that's growing and growing and growing. How much is this particular X7? You're looking at MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, right around $91,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. This one does have the optional Harman Kardon sound system. I love the soft touch leather across the top. The stitch work is great, and I'm really digging the two-tone with the tan. Breaks it up very nicely. If you notice in that silver trim, you have ambient lighting that will make your nighttime drive very, very exciting. Some wood trim, and then a large door pocket. You could easily put a couple cold cut combos and trios from Subway in there, and a big old bottle of IBC root beer. Now, as you get to the dash, same great soft touch material. The stitch work is awesome. The wood trim is fantastic. The silver, everything just flows nicely to the infotainment system. You're gonna have over 12 inches of infotainment system with your navigation and everything. I could go into car settings, nice touch screen. There's our blue X7. Really, really great setup how they do that. Let me go ahead, go back home, and I'm gonna throw it into reverse, show you the backup camera, super clear. You got trajectory, you got your 360, you got backup assist, you got the automated parking for you, where everything will be done for you. All you need is a chauffeur, and everything else is gonna be handled. I love the TFT display for your AC controls. You do have ventilated and heated seats, slim and trim on the radio controls, that beautiful wood trim. It's so much nicer than just gloss black. We open up the door, look at that, 2 cup holders, a USB and a 12 volt, and you could cool your drinks. So who wants to have a warm soda with their Twinkie? I don't want that. You don't have to. You actually can cool your drink, and you have wireless charging. So that really is just the whole shabam under one cover. Really tasteful on the BMW iDrive control knob. Nice diamond finish with the aluminum trim around it. You have all your controls. This is your iDrive control to go through your infotainment. You have a crystal shift knob. Very, very nicely done to go through that 8-speed automatic transmission, your start-stop button, your different drive modes, and then you could raise or lower your X7 all by the flip of a beautiful switch. Fairly soft on the armrest. Open up the doors. You could easily put almost a whole box of Twinkies in there. You'll have to take them out of the box, but you could put them in there with a USB-C. I dropped the key fob, but look at this. There we go, bringing it to you. BMW key fob, tasteful. I love the BMW M colors. You got the ability to pop the hatch remotely, and then the seats, tasteful. Nice tan, the piping is great, super soft leather. Of course, power assist for the passenger and the driver. And then to wrap it all off, the cherry on top is gonna be this full Alcantara headliner. Really, really beautiful. We can open up our panoramic sunroof. Look at that. Sun for everybody, vitamin D for everybody. Everybody's gonna get their raise. And then you can see the amount of room I have in here. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. I'm 6 feet tall, so that gives you an idea of how much room you have. And I just like the way everything is situated. Really gonna allow you to be comfortable. Come around to the business end. I wanna show you behind the wheel of this BMW X7. All right, guys, business time. You do have your memory seat settings. Very easy to get to. Look at the flow, just all the attention to detail. BMW does a great job with that. On the lower sill, we have a nice aluminum panel with your M logo that lights up. And of course, we're gonna have an aluminum dead pedal, brake, and throttle pedal, nicely placed. Seat controls, easy to get to. Lower lumbar is a welcome addition. And then normally I don't do this, but I'm taking the condom off. Steering wheel condom comes off. Look at this beautiful steering wheel. The thickness is spot on the money, 10 and 2 notches, stitch work on the horn button. It is a heated steering wheel with the M logo. You do have paddles, but they are on the smaller side. So that is a zonk for having small paddles. But what you do have that's not small is that beautiful TFT digital display, over 12 inches, super clear, navigation in the center, your tach, your speedometer, nicely laid out. But why don't we go ahead? We talked about all the great things that are happening up front, including a head-up display. Let's check out the mid-row and see how your passengers are gonna be loving this X7. All right, guys, mid-row time in the X7, and you know what? Lots of room, and these captain's chairs, they did a heck of a job with comfort. I wish the armrest was just a little bit wider, but I've seen worse. So we're just gonna give it a half a zonk. I would like just a little bit more real estate for my arm, but here's the great news. Back of the seat, you do have a USB-C conveniently placed. We have our nice pocket here. You can put your iPad, laptop. How about go book? Go wireless. Cut the cord. Get a book. It'll keep you entertained your whole trip. Back here, we have a nice command center, rear AC, all the controls, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. So that's gonna be a zonk at this price point. We do have a Twinkie holder here, so that's thumbs up. 2 USB-Cs, a 12-volt, and our cup holders, and the X7 badge to remind your passengers they're not in any regular SUV, they're in an X7. Room though, I got plenty of room. And the great news is mid-row is power. So when it's time to chill, it's time to chill. That's as far back as you get to chill. But at least you get to chill in the mid-row. Why don't we get to the back row, the third row though, and see how your passengers are gonna be loving life in the back of the X7. All right, guys, time to get in the third row. It's a little cumbersome, I'll be honest with you. The way that they gave you the landing pad for your feet is not conveniently placed, and the amount of room that they give you, it's not Joe Rady size. It's more like when I was 7-year-old Joe Rady. But let's see how it goes. I'm gonna climb on in, sort of like going on the monkey bars at school. But we're gonna swing on in here. Ugh. Probably did that the hard way, but hey, sometimes you gotta do it the hard way to prove a point, right? But here we are. So let's talk about what's going on here. I don't mind my legs too much. My legs aren't too high. They're borderline. Like if they went any higher, if my knees went any higher, it'd be uncomfortable. I do have my own sunroof back here, so that is a nice treat. I have my own AC vents and I like where they're placed, and I have my AC controls, easy to get to for third row. Heated seats, no ventilated seats, but you do have the cup holders. You have your ambient lighting. I got some wood I could stare at, which is nice. And then you're also going to be able to have the ability to, you know, tilt and move the seat as well, which is great. But other than that, there's not a lot of space back here. You pick this up, what'd I just do? Oh, that's something for some kind of panel for your security shade. I do like the Alcantara though. You can sit back here and pet it like a cat. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the cargo area and see how much room we have in this X7. All right guys, time to check out the cargo area. I want to point something out. I actually lowered the BMW X7 to showcase just how low it goes, especially if you're going to be loading some bigger items, some heavier items, to kind of not give you so much space to have to lift. But it's really easy. You push the button, it has that split loading area, so hatch goes up. If you want the loading dock to fold down, you just hit that button. Nice electric assist. Now, looking at this space, you have some LED lighting back there. There's a 12 volt on the passenger side, which is great if you're going to go camping or whatnot. If you want to know how much space we have back here, you're looking at 12.8 cubic feet of space. Now, if you notice, we have buttons over here for seat control. If I push this and hold it down, then what's going to happen is that these seats are going to eventually fold down for us. So we got one, we got two. It's a little on the slower side. Now, by folding that down, now what are we talking about room? So we went from 12.3 cubic feet of space. We're now at 48.6 cubic feet of space. You put that mid-road down, you're looking at 90.4 cubic feet of space. So you're actually gonna get some amazing room out of the back of this. We picked this up, you got storage underneath. Wonderful for when you're gonna go tailgating, or think about it, think about Christmas, think about the holidays. You can't hide the gifts in the house because the kids are gonna find them. Hide them in the X7, don't even tell them about that compartment. And then when you're ready to rock and roll, you hit that button, that folds up. We hit that closes, but if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this X7 for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 BMW X7 40i xDrive. Say that 20 times fast. The great news is, though, you are getting a lot of space, a lot of luxury inside this SUV. I absolutely think that they were spot on the money with this infotainment system. Over 12 inches, and the way that it's integrated so nicely into the dash, super clean. A lot of other brands need to learn from this setup. The wood grain trim is very exquisite. The head-up display, super clear. Even out the back, the visibility, the large glass, I could really see super well. Everywhere you touch, you're getting nice high-end material, fit, finish. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in sport mode. When you do that, that actually changes a little bit on the seat setting and everything. And speaking of the seats, they're so comfortable yet supportive at the same time, which is great. Steering wheel, I could sleep with one of these steering wheels every night. They're the perfect size, perfect thickness, and it proves you don't need a flat bottom steering wheel to have a good wheel. There's a perfectly round steering wheel. But let's see how we do on acceleration onto this on-ramp. I'm gonna wait a second here. On throttle, 8-speed drops down, nose points up, and we are off and running. Very smooth on the shifts. One thing I personally would like is a little bit more sound in sport mode, but remember, there are other X7s you could get that have that sound that you want and extra power as well. Visibility is great. You're getting all the safety features that you could imagine. And the way they have everything located, it makes sense. Like, I'm not searching for anything. It's like I think I know where it is, and guess what? There it is. Driving down the road, super quiet. They use some great sound deadening, nice thick glass. And then of course you have that adaptive suspension that if you want something a little softer, you can go a little softer with it. But I'm really digging the seats, and if you want something to bring the whole family in, you're definitely gonna be able to do it in this X7, for sure. All right guys, the great news about this X7, it doesn't feel big. Even though this is BMW's largest vehicle in their lineup, does not feel big. Steering has great feel to it. Of course, I would love to have a nice twisty road,
to take this down to really see the driving dynamics. But BMW, I do have to give it to them. They are trying harder to bring back that driving excitement, that driving pleasure, that driving engagement. And I'm sure if we did have a twisty road, we could get a little bit of pleasure out of this X7, even though it is a larger vehicle. I mean, think about it. Outback, no, not Outback Steakhouse. Outback of this vehicle, there's 315 tires, 315 width on those rear tires, which is crazy, which is gonna keep you planning along with the all-wheel drive. But like I said, driving it is so simple, so easy. Let's do another on throttle here. I'm gonna slow down. On throttle from a roll, and you can see you're off and running. I really, really like how smooth and seamless the transmission shifts. It really shows that ZF, which is also a German brand, like BMW, they really know transmissions. Getting to the infotainment, you can touch it. If you don't want to touch, if you have a phobia about touching screens, you could use the iDrive control knob. Now, if you have a phobia about touching the knob, then you got a problem. You don't know what you're gonna touch. I guess you could use the fancy air controls, but that takes some practice and some patience, which I don't have right now. But driving down the road, super smooth. You got the 3-row usability, USB-Cs for everybody, even in that 3rd row. I think that for somebody who wants that German styling, who wants the luxury inside, but also wants that extra sporty driving feel, this X7 definitely checks off a lot of boxes. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to Rees BMW and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second.
All right, guys, it's been another great day here at Rees BMW. Definitely got to thank Alex and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2020 X7. It really showcases what BMW has done by taking all that experience from their smaller vehicles, sedans and SUVs, and pumping it into their largest SUV. Definitely a competitor to those other luxury brands, and I really think it is a standout in that class. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to keep seeing on Radius Rise, these luxury sporty vehicles, these SUV vehicles, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Radius Rise merch. Got to get out to Victor, working that camera like a champ. I got a little secret. Victor loves BMWs. He actually has a BMW pillow that he sleeps with at night. So just something to know about Victor. We'll let some other secrets out of the bag very soon. Thank you for your hard work, Victor. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.